So there was like this stage and they had like poles. And then like, you know, some of the girls would go on the stage and kind of start dancing. And then eventually they'd take off their clothes and I'd be like... You know, Nina would be trying to have a conversation with all of us, you know, just talking about, like, our day. And then I'd kind of be like, And then when they take off their clothes, I'd be like, And then Nina would kind of notice that. She'd be like, Enna, you're really looking. And I'm just like, I mean, there's, like, a pair of titties, like, on the corner of my eye. Like, am I supposed to ignore that? Like, I don't really see titties that often besides my own, you know? And Nina was like, have you ever seen anyone else's titties besides your own? I was like, well, I've seen my mom's and Babu's one time. And then Nina would just, after I said that, throughout the entire time we were at the strip club, Nina would just basically tally up how many more titties I saw. So like, when a new girl came on stage, Nina will look at me and be like, Enna, that's like your 4th pair of titties. And then another girl would go on stage and Nina would be like, Enna, you've seen your 5th pair of titties. How do you feel? And at some point, you know, because my mom was just like calculating how much sets of titties I've seen in that day, I was just like, okay, mom, we get it. Like by the 7th or 8th pair, like, you know, we can stop counting now. Like I don't even know how many pairs of titties I saw today, but like I don't keep count, you know? It's so funny. Yeah, so then like the strippers, like 2 strippers, they were really cute. They came around our table. I could tell that they were old too. I'm not gonna lie. Like I know they were not in their 30s. I thought I looked at them. It was really dark, but then you know when they came up close, I was like, oh yeah, you at least like 40 or something. But you know what? That's fine. I mean, like, damn, good for you. I would not have that sort of body at the age of 40. I'd be like slunching or hunching. I mean, and just like really. Like an old woman, you know? So like at the age of 40, they literally looked like they had the body of like a 20-year-old. And I was just like, damn, congratulations. But yeah, these 2 strippers came. I think one of them was a senpai and the other was more of a kohai. She seemed a little bit more like she was more eager. And that's how you could probably tell that they were like beginners. Because they were excited to kind of like... And then the senpai was a little bit more like numb to everything. Yeah, the senpai seemed more experienced because while they were like dancing on us, the senpai eventually was like, oh yeah, remember this is contactless, don't do it unless they've paid for it. So like it really felt like she was obviously like more experienced than her. But like yeah, so Nina had Nina paid for like each of us to have a dance, which means that like we would be sitting there and then the strippers would dance on us. So Reimu and Millie got the same stripper. Like they got the kohai, and I got the senpai. You know, and so like there was a big difference between how the kohai danced on Reimu and Millie versus how the senpai danced on me. And I was low-key just like, why do I get the senpai? Like, I don't want the more experience when I really haven't experience in talking to people. Like, how can you expect me to handle somebody who has max experience in like in something like this? I was just like, can I have the amateur one too? Like, what the fuck? So yeah, the kohai, she was going wild. Like in the corner of my eye, I saw like the kohai stripper, like she was like pulling Reimu's hair. She was like you know, she was like spread your legs and dancing in between. Like she was really touching both Reimu and Millie. And you know, Reimu being you know, Reimu loves both guys and girls. You know, Reimu was just like, oh my god. You know, Reimu's very like entranced in her dancing, and eventually like the kohai was even like, yeah, put your hands on my waist and stuff like that. You know, around that time, my stripper dancer was like, hey, remember, like they didn't pay for the contact one, so you know, don't spread yourself too thin, sort of thing. You know, I remember her saying that while she was dancing on me. And Millie, like, I think Millie's reaction was the one that surprised me the most, because I felt like Millie would have a similar reaction to me. Like, we'd be like, oh my god, what's happening? But Millie was, like, really positive about the experience, and I was too, but I just kind of, like, you know, I'm a little bit more, like, meek. So, Millie was just like, oh my god, you're so inspiring. Like, I think it's really great that you're so confident about your body. It's very empowering as a woman. And and this like Kohai was just dancing on her like sexually and like, thank you so much. I love that you said that because we as women have to be confident in what we're given because there's just so much against us in this world. And I was just like, well, please help! Help! I don't care if we're women. I want to go. There's too much. I gotta go home. I want to play Smash with Lyra too. I was like, I'm sorry, women of the world. I love women and, I love, like, female energy, but I gotta go. I'm sorry.